If you're ready to experience more peace and joy in your life, if you want to feel more comfortable in your own skin, and if you're ready to discover and expand on your energetic gifts and personal power, you're in the right place. So here's your host, Kelle Sparta.
Hello and welcome to Spirit Guides Thursday Thoughts. This is the place where you will get to hear snippets of conversations I've had with people over the years and get a variety of thoughts for you to consider for today. Enjoy! Hi, Kelle Sparta again. And this is part 3 of your mini course on discovering the unresolved emotional baggage from your childhood that makes you feel unfulfilled despite being successful in every other way. So today I want to talk to you about validation. And I'm going to talk to you about Erica. Again, not her real name. So Erica was is an executive. And she runs an entire department, and she is, she looks out over all of the people who work for her, and she was having this issue around the idea of how to get noticed, right? And she was super intent on moving up the corporate ladder. And she, because she's an overachiever like we all are, right? And she really wanted to be paid attention to, but she didn't understand how that was going to work. And so she was approaching it from a perspective of the way that you do it with your parents, right? And I think a lot of us do that. We approach it from a perspective of, well, how do we get mom and dad's attention, and how do we make them love us? And, what do we do to get approval, right? And the challenge is that the corporate world doesn't work in that way. And that didn't work in childhood either. It's like, well, yeah, you tried that, but were mom and dad ever really satisfied? Not really. So these coping mechanisms that we've got in place are not really so great, and they weren't working for her at all, right? And so we worked with her on this idea of, recognizing what it was that was necessary in order to get where she wanted to go. And instead of asking for her boss's approval and hoping that the approval would result in the raise and the promotion, what we did was we refocused her, and we got her to internalize that sense of value, right? So that she knew her own value. And so she wasn't looking for validation and approval from anyone else, because she validated and approved of herself, right? And once we could get her to that place, then it was much easier for her to recognize what it was that her bosses were looking for, and what was required in order to get her into that next stage of her career. And that was the important piece for her in her life. And what she discovered in the process of doing this for her job was that it actually reflected in many other ways in her life as well, that she started to have better relationships. She wasn't in a relationship before, and she had been having sort of challenging relationships. When we first met, we talked about her relationships not really going so well. And she started finding better partners to be in relationship with. And she actually got a long-term relationship going as a result of this work. And that was because she saw her value. And so she started attracting a partner who would also see that value in her as well. And so this is the way it sort of cascades out. All the work that we do in this sort of process cascades across all the aspects of your life. And when you see your own value, you make more money. She got the raise and made some more money. And so all of these things build into the process, right? So when you are looking at the unresolved emotional baggage from your childhood, whether it is the anger issue that we talked about in the first session, or the boundary issue in the second session, or the validation piece that we're talking about here. And there are others as well. This is a mini course. So this is, just a taster. when you address these issues, they cascade across every aspect of your life, and they improve your life dramatically at a really core level. So if this has been useful to you, if you have found that these tips have been helpful and that you recognize yourself in some of the stories that I've told, then I'm going to encourage you to really sign up for a discovery call with me. You can click on the link in this video. There's a description of the video, and if you look in the description, you'll find the link. And just sign up for the discovery call. There's no cost, but it's just a chance for you to talk to me about what's going on with you and whether or not what it is that I do could be helpful for you. I look forward to talking to you. Have a great one. And that's it for this week's Thursday Thoughts. Join us tomorrow for the Ascend Day on the Spirit Guides podcast.
So that's it for today's episode of Spirit Guides Podcast. Head on over to iTunes, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you listen and subscribe to the show. Every week, one lucky listener who subscribes and posts a review on iTunes will be entered into a drawing for a $10,000 value grand prize and a private reading with Kelle Sparta herself. Be sure to head on over to spiritguidespodcast.com and pick up a free copy of Kelle's gift and join us on the next episode.